And we're back, y'all. What's up? How you feeling? You feeling it? You feeling it? Come on, yeah. We're going to bring our judges out for our next semifinalist. Put your hands together for Morgan Eckroth. Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Hi there. Thanks for being here. Hi. Thanks for being here. Hi. Cool. All right. Awesome. Well, if everyone is settled, I would love to have my music. Just take a second, breathe here before we get started. Time. Hello, judges. My name is Morgan, and I'm so excited to be here today. Now, coffee has changed, both in how we consume and communicate it. The simple act of visiting a coffee shop now involves risk, something that is arguably the antithesis of what we mean to convey through hospitality. Yet, as we've persevered for the last 2 years, we've seen a boom in home brewers. We've seen an explosion of online coffee content creators and rapidly shifting consumer demands as a new, younger audience is exposed to coffee. Judges, these are the individuals who will instigate our next wave of coffee. They're passionate people brewing at home, and it is here that we need to focus our evolving efforts as coffee professionals. Now, judges, of course, today I'll be speaking to you, but if you look behind me, you'll notice that we are live streaming right now. So I'll additionally be speaking to those joining us remotely, because these moments, much like our lives off this stage, no longer exist in a vacuum. They're shared, spread, and consumed without the constraints of physical presence. Now, I'd like you to take note of those menus in front of you. Prior to this moment, those menus, along with the construction of our signature beverage, have been shared with those partaking in this competition online, finally enabling the same audio, visual, and now sensory experience that we're about to have today. These moments on this stage where specialty coffee is celebrated deserve to be shared beyond the inherently limited audiences that in-person events allow. And because the status quo of official live streaming has changed this year, we're going to circumvent that with a live stream of our own. So judges, in the meeting of milk and espresso, we find the familiar face of coffee both as it exists online and at home. It's a starting point, a gateway that links passion to technical mastery. And the hands-on journey required to achieve such mastery is just as important for the home brewer as the final beverage. Because through trial, error, and then finally success, passion takes hold. And it's in this shared passion that we draw together to enjoy a beverage that is so much more than the sum of its parts. So today, we'll be starting with a resurrected species of coffee called Eugenioides, one of the parents of Arabica. This coffee was produced in Colombia at Finca Immaculata by the Holguin family. It is a natural process and does not follow the rules of Arabica, so because of that, we have updosed in these 18-gram baskets to 20 grams in, approximately 35 grams out, at 22 seconds. Now, due to this coffee's low acidity and complex sugar development, we're able to experience flavors that exist outside of the context of coffee. The final drink will be confectionery and comfortable to those brewing at home. Judges, once I am handing you my final drink today with our milk beverage, I ask that you wait to taste, but please perform your visual evaluation. And I'll rejoin you shortly. Now, let's at least talk about what you'll be tasting. In this drink, immediately, you will find cocoa, followed by yellow cake batter, then a melted chocolate ice cream, vanilla wafer, and finally, a subtle salted caramel. Thank you. The tactile of these drinks is an extremely thick and heavy weight. It's buttery, thick, it has a slick texture, and a long-lasting finish of cocoa that calls back to what you tasted at the beginning of each sip. In order to further maximize the sweetness found in Eugenioides, I'm using a freeze-distilled milk that was melted out to 50%. Judge's milk and espresso are a combination that meets people where they are, yet it acts as a catalyst to take them so much further. It's where many of us started our journeys in coffee, and today, it's where we're starting. Thank you. Now, as I hand off this final milk beverage, you are welcome to enjoy. My only instruction is that once you are done, please take a couple sips of water in order to prepare for our next course. Thank you.
Show some love. Come on, come on, come on.
Judges, we move on today to chase new experiences and new flavors, just as those at home do. Passion demands more as it transforms what was once simply a component of a larger beverage into the extraordinary drink that we know as espresso. It now stands on its own to be deconstructed and understood. And it's in the understanding of espresso's complexities that there is camaraderie. Because novice and expert come together, one to ask questions and the other to offer guidance until soon, the line between the two blurs. Once, this process was limited to shared moments across the bar, but that time has changed because it's now through the internet, through digital media and messages that we're able to step into the homes of those who will drive this industry forward through their passion for more. In our own pursuit for new flavors today, we come to our espresso course with a new coffee. This time, the Sudan Roume varietal, produced in Colombia at the same farm as your previous course. We've started with 19 grams in, 40 grams out at 20 seconds. Judges, once more, I ask that you wait to taste, but please perform your crema evaluation. Now, in these espressos, you will find a floral rose, red grapefruit, a honey sweetness, but a diluted sweetness like a honey simple syrup. You will find papaya, and then finally, unripe peach. Your tactile will be a medium weight. It has a round, slick mouthfeel, and has a long-lasting finish of floral citrus oil. Judges, the cups in front of you, along with your spoons, have been chilled in order to additionally maximize this coffee's sweetness. So please stir 10 times and then enjoy. Thank you.
Give it up, give it up.
Now, judges, we cannot continue to move forward as an industry if we aren't willing to look past the walls of our own construction. The cafes, meeting places, and training labs that once felt comfortable to rely on. Because preaching passion is no longer enough if we aren't willing to seek out those who are practicing it. So as automation accelerates, and as we continue to figure out what remains remote and what returns, and as a new generation of brewers find their way to our small corner of this vast industry, we have to be ready. Because meeting people where they are has always been the foundation of hospitality. And while the locales of where that happens now may have changed, our intentions certainly have not. Now, when creating this final beverage, I knew I wanted it to be three things: delicious, transformative, and replicable. Something people could make in the comfort of their own homes and enjoy. And judges, due to sharing this drink's assembly via YouTube prior to this moment, I'm excited to tell you that there are people at home right now making this exact beverage. So, today, we start our time with something familiar. We have 4 shots of the Sudan Ramey espresso, cold in the same recipe as your previous course. And then we begin our transformation with ingredients mimicking those characteristics. 30 grams of mango puree, in combination with the espresso's stone fruit call, creates the flavor of orange creamsicle. Then, 25 grams of lime oleo sacra made using a 1-to-1 ratio of lime peel and sugar, aged and then filtered after 8 hours. It creates the flavor of yuzu, a lemon-lime flavor with a strong influence of orange, and additionally, lemon gelato. Then we have 30 grams of orange blossom water, in combination with the espresso's florality, creates a steady flavor of orange blossom water creates the flavor of rose water. 0.5 grams of a saline solution in order to bring these flavors together harmoniously, and 1 egg white for texture. I'm going to step back for 1 moment in order to blend and then shake these ingredients with ice to chill. Judges, please take these moments to make any last-minute notes on your score sheets, as well as note the QR code at the bottom of your menus, as it links to the posting of this recipe's assembly. Additionally, I'd like to remind you to please take those menus with you when you leave today. Now, while we began with a base that is familiar, we now have new flavors. Let me remind you: orange creamsicle, yuzu, which is a lemon-lime flavor with a strong influence of orange. We have lemon gelato. We also have a floral rose that lingers throughout each sip. The tactile is a medium to heavy weight. It has a cold and silky texture, and it has a long-lasting finish of rose and citrus oil. Once again, I ask that you wait to taste until I tell you so. Judges, it is here that we part ways for today. We look forwards towards a bright future in coffee where we join hands with those who are brewing and asking questions at home. Coffee, as we know it, has remained largely unchanged for the past 10 years, and it only makes sense that it would now experience such a digital renaissance. You may think it to be something that we can ignore, or perhaps treat as a fad, but that is simply not true, and the live stream we have today proves it. So, it is now with great pleasure that I invite you and all joining us, both near and far, to enjoy your final drink. Judges, please swirl, take in the aroma, and then sip at your leisure. Thank you. That's my time.
Give it up, Morgan Eckroth.
Thank you.
Yeah. Great job. That was I mean, you had so much time left over.
Don't know how.
You've done this before, though, right?
A couple times.
Yeah. Do you feel good about your presentation?
I feel really good. I had a lot of fun up there, and I hope everyone else did too, and that's what counts. So
I know I did.
feel good about it.
Do you want to shout out your team, coaches?
Oh my gosh, so much. This takes a village, to say the least. Of course, at home, I have my team at Keeper Coffee and my family have been super supportive through all this. And then, funnily enough, even with the theme of like digital, my coaches and my support at Onyx, we've been doing this remotely for the past 2 months, putting this presentation together. So, humongous thank you to Andrea and Lance and the entire team over there, because couldn't have done it without you, and super happy to be here.
I believe you added a new element to the competition. I followed you online, flying from Portland to Arkansas, training with the team, and now you have the live stream on stage. I think you're setting a new standard for competition and competitors.
It's a lot of fun.
You have a really strong social media presence, and I really appreciate that, because it takes a lot of work to do that, and that's awesome. Eugenoides.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Eugenoides.
Why Eugenoides?
So we wanted to, first of all, create something that is really delicious. And the combination of Eugenoides and especially freeze distilled milk, it's phenomenal. It creates this like super confectionery final beverage, and part of this entire process was really explaining to people at home what these drinks were going to taste like, because they can't get their hands on the actual coffee I'm using, but we can get pretty close. So having, thank you, a final drink that was like very familiar with like, cake batter and chocolate ice cream and things people could identify with was really important to me going into this.
And then you changed it up with Sudan Rameh, right?
Yes, and then we went to the opposite side of the spectrum. The Sudan Rameh is amazing. The entire team over at Immaculata, where all this was produced, they are awesome. This coffee, I'm so in love with it. I'm really honored to be using and competing with it. I just hope I did it justice. So.
I think you did. I hope to see you tomorrow. Good luck.
We'll see.
You did an awesome job.
Thank you.
One more time, friends and family, give it up. Morgan Eckroth, y'all.
Thank you. Thanks, Len. Thank you. Awesome.
And now, for our sponsors, back to you in the studio.